This chapter will explain how to work with SmartLog Desktop in daily operation. It consists out of 3 parts. Part 1 is introducing the HMI and the philosophy of the reporting scheme. Part 2 will cover the different reports in detail, and Part 3 will deal with history correction. SmartLog Desktop is a tool to create all required reports for voyage documentation, in particular the noon or position report. By means of the FOS Cloud, SmartLog is cross-connected to the FOS Dashboard. The FOS Dashboard is an online platform which is processing and presenting the transmitted information in different software modules. It simply pulls all relevant information of your vessel into one spot and keeps the information available anytime and everywhere. The one-stop shop for owners, operators, charterers, and shoreside staff. Depending on the needs, this can be pure route monitoring, performance tracking, or voyage benchmarking. A new module which is becoming increasingly important is the emission reporting according to IMO and EU regulations. Based on the transmitted data, FOS Dashboard is automatically calculating forecasts for CII and EU ETS. It generates all mandatory reports according to EU and IMO regulations based on the available data. Accurate reporting is key for precise forecasts. Before going into details, let's have a look on the Human-Machine Interface, or HMI. On the left side of the upper menu bar, you find the SmartLog Central button to switch between SmartLog, the Product Deployment Manager, and, if installed, other Wärtsilä Voyage products, for example the Navi Planner 5. Next is the Settings button for opening the Settings menu. The first menu item is Shipmaster Data. Here you can review and change them. Any corrections may have an impact on data quality and should be coordinated with the vessel manager. It might be that the editing function is disabled according to corporate rules. If changes are necessary, don't forget to click on the Send button after editing to send the new data to the FOS Cloud. The next is Voyage Settings, followed by Initial Fuel ROB. Now the summary for fuel, lubricants and freshwater is filled out. Compared to the previous version, you will find now biofuel and blended fuels as new options. New quantities will not be input here, but by means of the bunker report, which will be demonstrated later. Hull maintenance allows the input of various maintenance, cleaning and modification measures. Input follows a simple scheme with predefined settings. Data are sent to the FOS Cloud after completing all entry fields and clicking on the Send button. The green cloud symbol indicates that the data have been transferred to the FOS Cloud successfully. Hull maintenance measures are important parameters for the performance tracking module on the FOS Dashboard. Any hull maintenance activity is displayed in the graph and support the analysis of fuel consumption and overall performance. The remaining menu items cover the Backup and Restore page, Tips with 3 pages about functional overview, HMI operation, and an introduction to reporting, and last but not least, the license and version overview, with download options for the SmartLog manual and log files. By clicking on the SmartLog button, you will come back to the main page. We are continuing now with SmartLog reporting and start with an introduction. The embracing structure for SmartLog reporting is based on voyages, which get their content by creating events and reports. Events contain only a timestamp and indicate the beginning or end of a specific part of the voyage, for example, begin and end of pilotage. They can be created and sent to the FOS cloud with a single mouse click. Reports contain the data which are relevant for the part of the voyage defined by the events, in particular fuel consumption. Some data can be pre-filled automatically. This requires the use of the WinIoT gateway and interconnection with the navigation system. For seamless interoperability with the FOS dashboard, events and reports should follow a predefined sequence. Both are organized in pairs. For example, an arrival report requires a departure report, a begin of pilotage event requires an end of pilotage event, etc. The only exemptions are the position and the bunker report. After this introduction to the reporting scheme, let's switch to the SmartLog HMI. To make operation easier, SmartLog is guiding the operator through the process. Reports and events are organized in tabs, following the progress of the voyage. These are port, river passage, sea passage, and stoppage. Depending on the progress of the voyage, some reports are disabled, simply because they are not matching with the sequence. Of course, it is not possible to cover all combinations. By means of the Enable All switch, it is possible to activate all available reports. Now all reports in port, river passage, sea passage, and stoppage can be sent. To avoid inconsistencies, it is not recommended to use this function too often. Now we will complete the preparation for the first reporting sequence. When starting from scratch, the creation of the departure event will open a pop-up window for the basic settings. For training purposes, we start from scratch and select the maximum number of options: new voyage, new charter party, and begin of pilotage. After confirmation of the settings, we will get 3 warnings that relevant information is missing: voyage information, charter party conditions, and the departure report. The new error page, which can be reached via the main menu, will get you additional information about missing data. We switch back to the main page by means of the Voyage button. First, we will input the voyage information. When this is done, we continue with the input of the charter party conditions. It is the same scheme as the input of the ship master data. In case you cannot input all data immediately, make sure that you save your inputs by pressing the Save button. When all inputs are completed, press the Send button to transfer the data to the cloud. The last task missing is the completion of the departure report. The procedure is exactly the same as for charter party conditions. In case you have to interrupt the data input, press the Save button and continue later. When finished, press the Send button to transfer the data to the FOS cloud. Now you finish the departure report and can continue with daily reporting. The main screen of SmartLog Desktop should look like this. It is important that all reports and events are complete and delivered. A green cloud symbol should be visible and no errors should be displayed. Before finishing the tutorial, a few words about 4 remaining buttons in the main menu bar: Voyage, History, Fuel, and Errors. You are already familiar with errors. It gets you an overview about active errors with details and recommended actions. Here, an example for recap. Fuel gets you an overview about bunker history and amount of bunker. History shows a list of all created events and reports for the present and previously completed voyages. By clicking on the individual elements, you get an overview of the content. It is not possible to change any entries. Voyage is the main input screen for SmartLog. Events and reports can be created, reviewed, and edited on this page. Editing is only possible for a limited period of time, predefined by the shoreside organization. The introduction is completed now. In the next video, we will explain the reporting scheme in detail and how to deal with different types of events and reports.